A blessed morning and welcome to TDN Africa Media. This is Breakfast with TDN. Breakfast with TDN is a current affairs program that comes to you every Mondays to Fridays, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. live in all of our social media platforms. I am Sylvia John.
And I am Franklyn Williams. In today's edition of the Breakfast with TDN, Sierra Leone's former minister passes away. Parliament rejects CSO's proposal. Inflation of commodities as we start Ramadan. The Leon Stars of Sierra Leone held to a 2-all draw against the Sao Tome Principe. And UN delegation visits Trade Minister. All these and more we have for you in the program this morning.
Let's take a short break. We'll be back. The UN delegation engages with the Minister of Trade. They paid him a visit and they had quite some things to catch up on and to talk about. The United Nations Regional Coordinator, Babatunde Haunsi, has on 21st March 2023 engaged Sierra Leone's Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Inga Sandi. The engagement wants to inform the Minister of the plans to facilitate a joint UN engagement and inform advocacy to support Sierra Leone to better leverage the opportunities presented by African Continental Free Trade Area. As part of its drives the economy recover and sustainable development, accompanied by the heads of UN Women Sierra Leone and UNEDF. He said, I had a successful meeting today with the Minister of Trade and Industry, and we discussed how UNSL can support Sierra Leone to better leverage presented by the AFCFTA to boost economic growth, create jobs, and reduce poverty, Haunsi stated. And you can see that the setup was something of in a style or in a way. So the UN, we all know that Sierra Leone is part of the United Nations. We have had many other programs together, many joint things together. We have gotten help and assistance from them. So hearing things like this, that they want to come again to put things together, we would say it's a good thing.
Yes, it's a good thing, and particularly it has to deal with trade, and the UN delegation came purposely for that, as trade involves, we have bilateral trade between two countries.
Yes.
They will want to improve trade in Sierra Leone as well, and I think it's a good venture, and they engage our trade minister, which is very good. And we are hopeful for a fruitful outcome of it.
Of course, because the economy at this point in the country, everyone is complaining, everybody has a lot of things to say. So we hope this engagement of trading and marketing, or joint marketing, I would say, will bring some peace and some economic improvement to the country.
Of course, because we've seen over the years two countries signing treaties among each other in terms of trade, in terms of other things they are involved in. And I guess Sierra Leone is part of these countries that are involved in international trade and trade within the region of Africa.
We wish you guys the best of luck in your development.
Moving away from the UN delegation visiting the trade minister, well, this is a shocking news as we received it yesterday, wherein there has been reports of the death of the former minister. Sierra Leone's former Minister of Energy and Power, Aja Afsatu Kaba, has passed away, according to reports. Aja Afsatu Olainka Abishola Kaba served as a former Minister of Energy and Power from 2017 to 2010 in the Ernest Koroma-led government and was also Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. She also served as a Member of Parliament from the Western Area Urban District from 2002 to 2007. And Aja Afsatu Kama was a representative of Sierra Leone's High Commissioner to Nigeria, and she has served as a diligent minister over the years, and she was regarded as one of the best ministers under the President Kouma's led government.
Speaking of women empowerment, speaking of women development, she is one of the key people that you will put to such standards. She did an amazing job, minister over minister over minister. That is really the kind of progress and success we want to see, especially for women.
And another interesting thing, in 2018, before we are in the All People's Congress Party chose Dr. Samuel Kamara, a name pops up as one of the leading candidates for the presidential, under the running for the flag bearer for the APC party, and that was key. And she was an activist as well.
We want to send in our deep condolences and sympathy to the friends and family of the deceased. We really hope you guys are coping with that. She did an amazing job. She was a representative of all women in the country. She was a proud Sierra Leonean, and she did a job perfectly well.
And it's a great loss to the nation as a whole, because losing someone like her is a great loss.
It is. Let's go for a break. We'll be back. If you're just joining us, this is TDN Africa Media Breakfast Show. The Breakfast Show is basically a program where we talk about every newly or current affairs discussion. You do not forget to share, like, or comment, because we will be live in all of our social media platforms. Do not forget that we have other programs as well that I will tell you about later. As for this point, make sure to share to your friends so that they will get what you're getting. Moving forward, the Sierra Leone Parliament reject the CSO's proposal. The Speaker of Parliament, Dr. Cherino Abbas Bundu, on Tuesday, 21st March 2023, informed members of Parliament about a request made by civil society organizations, CSOs, to reconsider a decision made by Parliament about female representation. The request is geared towards making MPs compel political parties to not only appoint one female among any 3 political appointees, but also to enact another law that would determine where those females should be selected from. In his response, the Speaker stated that the call is to determine where these political parties should appoint one female among the 3 appointees. This means the CSOs were asking that it should be binding on political parties as to where they should appoint the one female among the 3 appointees, and not the political parties to determine where they will appoint the one female ahead of the 2023 elections. The Speaker, after reading the request of CSOs, instantly questioned the demand and furthered that it should be the duty of the political parties to determine who and where the female appointees should come from. He continued that it is to prevent Parliament from micromanaging political parties and influencing their decisions, adding that Parliament has done its best in ratifying the Gender Empowerment Act, which has given the influenced political parties to include one female in any 3 appointments ahead of the 2023 general elections. He further stated that Parliament only enacts laws and it is not their duty to enforce these laws, stating the Parliament has no business in the internal structures of political parties. And enhance, he has thrown the responsibility to the political parties to determine their appointees and where they shall be appointed. He assured that the female representation will certainly increase the next Parliament, calling on CSOs not to worry about who and where the appointment should be, but rather give chance to political parties to do what Parliament has enacted in the Gender Empowerment Act 2023. That is somewhat a discussion that is on fire, because when you look at the things, it's only recently that women were granted a 30% right to have been in these places, to like be on any sort of job, whether private or public, any institution as a whole. 30% of women should be there. And already we're seeing all this fight and juggles. And here I am thinking that that will work perfectly fine, even though it's not enough. It can be managed.
Of course, you guys have been fighting for that 30%, and now you have that percentage, and which is good for us, a nation building as a whole, because you need women and in partnership with men to move a nation forward. And we've seen we are in the Leader of Parliament reject the CSO's proposal, and according to the Leader of Parliament, he's trying to say that everything passed through a required process, and as a leader, is trying to ensure that, and you cannot come with something to Parliament without a proper vetting of that particular thing you're coming with to Parliament. And he made sure that after the rejection, maybe they will have to come with it again to Parliament, so that Parliament will need for parliamentary approval.
But personally, this is my thoughts. When it comes to political parties, they themselves have like their structure, they have how they want things to go, how they want things to run. Telling them that they should not be the one to appoint their females in places or in the position they want them in. Personally, I think that is wrong. So when Dr. Cherno Abbas Bundu slams that, it was like, okay, he really knows what he's up to.
Yes, he is. Because Parliament is the highest law-making body in Sierra Leone. And every law that is passed in Sierra Leone is passed through Parliament. And Dr. Abbas Bundu is trying to ensure that these laws will pass through Parliament and not political party making these demands to Parliament.
Yes, of course. That is really the right stand, I would say. But we do not know what they will do moving forward. But then whatever they do, we'll be here to let you know, because I don't know, I'm quite interested in this now. Because when it comes to women empowerment, we really have to push it thus far. Because we're seeing a lot of things, a lot of worries, a lot of movements, and we really want women to be part of every set of that space or that discussion or those positions.
Exactly.
And politically, I think so far, we are really seeing women being in those places. Coming to work, I saw many those posters that they put, or those billboards that they put in the street. I saw like many faces of women representing political parties, and I'm like, aha, this is how it should be. Women should be empowered. They should be of that standard.
Exactly. Moving away from that, we've seen we are in, there has been an inflation of commodities because of the starts of Ramadan. And our reporters were on the street yesterday and they sent in this report. Let's have a watch and we'll discuss after.
Them Unakusha and Cabo. This na TDN Africa Media, and new name na Aminata Kuruma.
And Mina Amadou Esba. Today, we're in the streets of Cape Town. PZ to be specific. We come for an interview, women them with sell or business people them with sell around this particular area. Because allegation don't come out say they don't begin to increase the prices of the basic commodities then because fast month they come.
Una join we and take a welcome to TDN Africa Media. You can tell family your name.
Asana Tupiate.
And what you do?
At the seminar business woman. Also one day market they do.
Okay, Asana too. We make understand say una don't put price there go up.
Yes,
and now because of the past month. So you what you go say concerning that day?
Yes, that's what the current talk so exact. Now the oil long go 700,000, per mile 600,000. Until for it for past month, until don't go up. But what you want tell government, the dollar, I mean the dollar only our leg control. Because the thing they want they make here, and they go up. The oil they want they ship come, then they go up. So right now we don't know how they go. We not get upline, we not get America, we not get outside. So right now the dollar me wants let government put some. If he put up for we done. Market supply or market over and now come over Wataki this all till they can do because if you don't go up Wataki they go up all till they go up right now coal remember when they buy today 10,000 right now they buy 100,000 coal what we say now they make an 100,000 for bag when they go up like they pay if they pay for coal 50,000 for bag where can what they get what they get for this and no more but what's happening at the price because when you go buy you fuel idea the dollar, all in a dollar, right at the rent, when they rent a dollar will they pay. And let's for this country as a dollar get for take by spray, Maggi, salt, pepper, all in a dollar will get for use. So me if I talk near Papa government and they beg and they for on put for me the dollar. Don't now the dollar no more only. If you not able to control, you don't get we. If you able to control the dollar, you don't get we down. But if you not able to control the dollar, I'm not gonna have it stop. We say stop so that they stop. Adam have I send out to Piazza and they sell.
Hello and welcome to TDN. You can tell we name and what they do. I'm Ambassador Ishmael Dumbia, student of Kobe College. Well, Ambassador Ishmael Dumbia, we've been a PZ today and I see me try to buy commodity and like what happened exactly? Actually, I can't buy some commodities when during the fast because you know so we resell our own stores. We put some student customers well. So I can't talk about conflict, milk and all. But the price increments don't go for. But we realize now as a student how will you survive towards this increment in prices. Who can the market for buy? It's also not $1. So I advise you, we the students are restrained. So we look for government at least make it scrutinize when this price actually come down. Because the dollar more that affects you. In terms of transportation and all these things, dollar affects you. So with the most of our government, make it try to arrange everything for this increment also the price.
And you see like the past month it starts today precisely and we get a whole 30 days for go and how people are for cope in terms of this situation here, waiting for it like it don't go up and down.
Towards this aspect also, we say If you can recall, during the past months, people can make food, people go amongst they eat together. But this government has this increment in price as well as structure. It's to be hard for me people and going amongst, make even the mosques overflow because of the cost of the long increment on high to other food stuff, so will be high. So people have a more difficult. Imagine as a student, how you the cost fast, way more not day. Why is the whole sector?
So what's now the last word to family out there waiting for observe the past month and all?
That's what the family and out there. At least let people obey, keep the fast holy. If the price go up, we try to some government at least make a decision on the price. And this moves the rest of people out there to survive to all this fast months also.
Okay, plenty thank you for talking to TDN.
Was reporters talking to market women and also customers at the PZ area and in other areas of the Eastern. And we've seen wherein people have been complaining because Ramadan starts today and prices have increased. And according to the first market woman that was being interviewed, she complained that because of the dollar rates, that's why commodities have increased, and also water key wherein goods are being brought into Sierra Leone, they have increased their tariff as well, and so that's why commodities have increased. And she also calls on government to come to the aid of people. And how do you perceive that?
Is nothing surprised me anymore when it comes to this whole increase thing,
yeah.
Because let's just be clear on one thing: there's wickedness on our part as well.
Yeah,
there is, because you will see everything is perfectly fine when it's time, some New Year time, Christmas, Easter, Ramadan. You will see people just like put market prices,
and most especially on these little things like butter, sugar, milk,
that people will need to like make excess income on them. You did not buy it the way you're selling it now, so I do not get the point. And people will not say I will not buy it because it is expensive. It is needed, so they get it. But
they are grumbling while it's getting it, and they are making their views hard. And one of the
I would grumble. I mean, butter was being sold at 5 leon. Now it's like 20.
20, yeah. And also a cup of sugar cost about 8,000 leons.
Who would not grumble at that point? But then inflation have been a major problem for countries around the world like Kenya, South Africa, Sierra Leone, Nigeria. We have seen major inflation crisis.
But I think what people are complaining is because of we've started the Ramadan period, that's why prices have jumped up. And I don't know why, because
you don't know
like
why?
this. No, we've been like this.
Okay, so when you're talking like this, I'm taking it to say you do not go to the market quite often.
No.
Because I tell you one thing, things are always going up. When you go anywhere to buy something today and it is 10 leon and you say, no, I will not buy like that.
I'll buy it later.
And then you come in the evening, it's 11 leon. It's always like that these days. But then when it comes to special occasions or like special time of the year, like for example, this Ramadan, things always just boost up like that.
And these things happen in the festivity And normally
Exactly.
when we have Ramadan period and also the festive period of Christmas.
It always happens around holidays because if we want to be honest, it is smart business. You know, around holidays or around activity period in the year, people are not going to be like, I'm not going to get this, they need it. So of course they'll buy it.
Exactly.
So of course market women will put prices up to make extra profit.
Yeah.
But is it worth it though? Because yes, you will be making profits, but do you not have conscience? This is where the wickedness on our part comes in.
Exactly.
The woman was talking about coal. Yes, coal is now about 100. Something that is being made here. But the day I give up on prices in Sierra Leone is the day that I found out that our palm oil is expensive than the normal oil that is being imported.
Wow.
There is really no moves on that. I don't know where things are going, but people are saying there's no price control. People are saying nothing is being bought up. So I don't
that has
understand.
been on people's mouths lately. Like a pint of oil cost about 12 or 15,000 leones.
It's 16.
16,000. Wow.
So imagine, and the normal oil is 12.
Okay.
And it has never, ever been like that. And this is the thing, the things that we have here are getting more expensive than the things that have been coming. Like, how?
Priority should be placed on how commodities that are made here.
Well,
And while all of a sudden you increasing the prices, and it's really bad.
some of these things, they're being taken for granted when people say it, but it is affecting every single person, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, because come to think of it, you're rich, but you used to buy certain things for a lower price, and now it's higher. Of course, you have to pull on your money like to just fit in. So whether you're rich, yes, so whether you're rich or you're poor, it affects you. And the people are calling on people to support them. It's really a bad look for a country, thinking that we're trying to like develop, we're trying to move to a pace of consistency, and people are not really seeing that. And it is still up to date. You go to the market right now to get something. In the evening, it's another price. At first, it's like you go today, but then when you go tomorrow, it's a different. Now it's the same day. Can you believe you go to the same day and it's different prices? It's really not a matter of joke. It's affecting everyone.
Exactly. Moving away from the inflation of commodities in Sierra Leone, yesterday we saw where our darling Leone Stars of Sierra Leone were held to a 2-all draw against Sao Tome and Principe. And this has made the group very tight for our country and for Sao Tome as well, because Sierra Leone needs a win on Sunday against Sao Tome and Principe. But let's look at the highlights of yesterday's game and we will be back.
Two sides separated by just 1 point at kickoff. Just the 1 point for Sierra Leone in their first 2 games, none for Sao Tome. Came into this game on the back of a 10-0 thrashing at the hands of Nigeria. But they were the team on top for much of the first half, and they found the opening goal through Leal, their all-time top scorer. Great work down the left. Combination of Neves and Viegas. And then picking out Leal in the middle. He scored in both legs of the preliminary round. And on the score sheet again in the 43rd minute, which took Sao Tome into an...
And that was the highlight of yesterday's match between Sierra Leone and Sao Tome of Principe. And the return leg will be in Sao Tome, where in Sierra Leone will host the Leone Stars of Sierra Leone. And Sierra Leone needs a win in order to progress to the next round. And that will be qualification in this particular group, as we have other countries like Nigeria, who is presently leading this group. And the thing that baffles me is Nigeria won both legs against Sao Tome. And the first leg, they won 10-0. And the second leg, they won 5. And we so we are in our darling Leon Stars yesterday. We are struggling to get a win, but we are happy that we didn't lose yesterday, because that will have put on hold our qualification. But we are very hopeful that our darling Leon Stars will come with a victory on Sunday, and on Sunday match will be a decider whether our country will qualify for the next AFCON. And every Sierra Leonean wants to see the national team progress to the next AFCON in next year. And we are hopeful that Kista and his boys will bring us the victory on Sunday. Because yesterday, Leon Stars played well, but we didn't take our chances yesterday, and it's really bad. And Sierra Leoneans, we are in support of the Leon Stars of Sierra Leone, and we can see like football brings people together. And talking about bringing people together, in one way can be football. And I think Sylvia, yesterday you heard about the match that was going on, right?
Yes, I had. Unfortunately, I couldn't watch it.
Yeah.
But I have little brothers that were watching it. And
and how were their emotions?
I would say disappointed, because I think it's not expected to like have a draw. They told me later that it's 2-2, right?
Yeah, 2-2 all draw, 2-2.
And that wasn't what was expected, because they put the two teams together and they were even saying Sierra Leone players are better than that one.
Yeah.
So that is not what was expected. But however, we would like to say congratulations, because we're not being disqualified at least.
And also, if you want to get more on these, you can join us tomorrow, as we'll be having a sport program. And the presenter, who is Ibrahim, will bring you every detail that you need to know about this particular football match that was played yesterday, and also the return leg that is supposed to be played on Sunday, where we wish our darling Leon Stars success as they will be facing Sao Tome of Principe on Sunday again.
And every video that has been played in today's edition, you can have the full video on our website. All you have to do is type TDN Africa Media and it will pop up. Do not forget to leave your comments, like, and subscribe. Moving forward, we will take some newspapers that has interesting topics. This is the New Age newspaper, and it said, as election is due June 2023, MRCGSL commenced training of journalists on conflict-sensitive reporting, enhancing travelers' experience and accountability. Government partners with secure ports. FAO supports first chohos in service applied veterinarian epidemic training. The nature,
And let's take a look at another newspaper, and this time around it's the Congo Times newspaper. On the front page of the Congo Times newspaper, Legal Aid Board conducts two-day training of trainers for staff on electoral laws. And we also have an advertisement from the Union Trust Bank Limited, and also the U.S. State Department catalogs police brutality, human rights violation. And we are seeing the Inspector General of Police there. And also FAO supports first cohort of ISA vets. And we are seeing a portrait of people standing holding the placards. And police investigator testifies in murder matter. Police officer on remand for murder. Also, UN, a quarter of world population lacks safe drinking water. And beneath the Congo Times newspaper, we are seeing another commercial there from the EcoBank Express Point.
Let's take the Nature newspaper. Amnesty International urges government to produce August 10 report. EPASL engages stakeholders on marine spatial plan. Over high rates of lawlessness in Waterloo. Magistrate vexed. Finding answers to the world's drinking water crisis.
And we take another newspaper this morning, and it's from the Nationalist newspaper. And it says, what the June 24 elections are about. SLPP has poor human rights record. We are seeing a portrait of the President, Julius Maada Bio. And we also have sexual harassment victim addresses World Bank, IDLO. Take another newspaper.
The AZ newspaper. ECOWAS to develop a roadmap for sustainable regional energy market. Chairman Pessima rubbished APC's propaganda. Lima vindicates First Lady over hate speech. Empower persons with disabilities to partake in electoral process. Trade Minister frowns at profiting during Ramadan. Well, that is all we have for newspapers today. We are giving credits to those newspapers. Most of the things posted are things we already talked about. But we are giving you guys credit. It was an amazing job. You can have these newspapers in places around. I think newspapers are being sold everywhere now. Yeah. You can just grab yourself one and get a deeper information from the newspaper.
And also you can have these newspaper for 2 leones. And in case you want to be part of other programs, we definitely have the Salon Talk coming up immediately after the breakfast show. And tomorrow we will be having the entertainment show from Franklyn Williams and the quiz show as well.
Yes, and there will be the first edition of the health program on Monday, because like I would like to say, well, Bodina gently, so come, as our big topic is going to be about hypertension. Whether you're a child or you are an elderly person, come and learn more. Come and listen to what expertise professionals have to say about hypertension. It might help in the future.
And also we have a sports program which comes up every Fridays, and it will be hosted by my colleague Ibrahim. And in case you want to know about sports events that are happening around the country and also international news regarding sport, you can tune in tomorrow for everything you need to know about sport and also about our darling Leon Stars.
We have Today with Hamadou on Sundays, so you can keep yourself posted or busy on the Sunday, as he will be talking to key people that have key information. The only way you can find out what he used to talk about is to just type in TDN Africa Media, Today with Hamadou, or you can just say today and it will pop up.
And we also have the Legal Matters program on TDN, wherein we will be bringing you an expert, a lawyer to be precise, to be discussing legal issues, and we would like you to wait on that particular program.
Tomorrow is Friday. Do not miss out on the quiz show. Wherever you see me, know that you have a chance to win 50,000 for 5 questions. How easy is that?
And I would like to participate.
No, you're not. This is how we come to the end of today's edition of the Breakfast Show. Do not forget that TDN is here for you, as we're independent, credible, and unbiased.
I am Franklyn Williams.
And I am Sylvia John. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.